Hi guys, welcome back to Blog Fix Friday. Blog Fix Friday is my quick Friday vlog where I share a blogging tip or trick that will hopefully make your life easier. So today I wanted to talk about how to be a successful blogger. Seems that that's quite a lot of Google searches on that, and so I thought I would share that. And everyone's always asks in the Facebook groups that I'm in, you know, how do you make your blog a success? How do you do this? Blah blah blah. So I thought I'd just give you some quick tips and my views on this, and hopefully it'll help you. So I think the first things first is to figure out what you mean by success. So there's no point in blindly striving for someone else's version of what success is, because that might not be yours. So, you know, my version of success could be having enough income that we don't have to worry as a family, or your version could be the same, or it could be that you want to reach, you know, millions of people with your words. Maybe you've got a health issue that you'd like to increase awareness of, and you know, getting that into the media would be your version of success. So whatever your version of success is, define that and be really clear on that. Yes, it might change, but initially be clear on what you want now out of your blog and what you'd be happy with from, and what you'd consider to be a success now. That might change in the future. Mine's changed countless times, I think, now. So just, you know, figure out what your version of success is. I think that's the most important thing to do. And then to set goals. So you can't really define something and achieve decide whether you've achieved something unless you've measured it. So unless you've set goals. So how do you know if you're going to be successful if you don't define that success, and then you don't measure how you're going to get there or plan how you're going to get there? So you just be guessing of whether you're successful or not. So I think set really clear goals and set achievable goals. There's lots of research on goals, so we won't go into it today. I work on a 90-day cycle, and then so for 90 days I've mapped out what I need to do, and then it will switch, you know, and adjust for the next 90 days, because I set overall yearly goals, but then they're broken down into 90 days. So that's what I do, and that's a thing that's popularised by Todd Herman, who is a world-renowned kind of speaker and coach on performance and sort of leadership success. So he obviously knows what he's talking about. I would think that my just tips going now into, so you know what your definition is, you've set your goals and you're quite sure of what they are. I think then schedule everything you can. You need time, you need that mental bandwidth to be creative and to strive to reach your goals, and you can't do that if you're bogged down by the day-to-day stuff. So the next thing would be to automate everything you can, automate the mundane. If there's anything that you do more than once a day, automate it, even down to the keyboard shortcuts, setting up zaps, using Zapier to make this program go to that program. Can seem quite technical, but it's really not, and you can Google everything to find out how to do these things. So there's nothing that Google can't tell you, or YouTube. So I would schedule everything, automate the mundane, automate anything that's a repetitive task, because it just gives you that space then to really strive. Think you need time to work on your business and not just in your business, which most of us do. I would also get help. So everyone thinks, oh my gosh, I can't afford help, and that might be true, but actually you can get help a lot cheaper than most people think most people think. I've got a VA working for me that is really cheap. She does a great job. She's happy with the wage that she gets. She's the one that you know, told me the wage. So, but it's less than a family meal out a week sort of thing. So much less. So I think it's really important to research properly into things like this before you necessarily dismiss that it's not possible. And in order to make your blog a business, you need to treat it like it's a business now. So maybe getting the help, even an hour a week, to do something that you always find is a struggle, or maybe you hate scheduling and it always takes you hours. Invest in a scheduler that does it, or get a VA to do it for you, or even swap with a friend, swap something that you don't like doing for something they like doing, but get help. I think also don't reinvent the wheel. So there's procedures for everything, and there's ways of doing pretty much everything out there, and you don't really have to think of that. There's systems set up. If you use Trello, somebody somewhere will have set up a Trello board that you can use as a template to do your own process. So just have a little Google search around, and don't waste time reinventing something that if you just did a bit of research you might find it there anyway, and it's probably there because it works. So I think that's with systems and processes. Check that there's not something there already that you can replicate. Never stop learning. So really successful people have got their minds open and they're always learning. So I always learn every day. So I've got training courses that I've bought which range from a couple of £100 to £1,000. I've listened to podcasts in the shower. If I'm doing photo editing or something that doesn't require my brain, I will listen to a podcast, or I'll have a YouTube video on in the background. I'll be constantly trying to learn stuff and take stuff in, mainly by osmosis, I think, because that is how you grow, and that is how you strive to be successful and strive to be better. I'd say know who your audience is, and know what your core value is, and know what your why is. So why you blog, and that goes back to, probably tied in a bit with what you think success is. So that's also important, is why do you blog? Why do you get up and blog every day? Is it to get your message out there? Is it to make money? What is that? And then what are your core values? What will you do? What won't you do? I think it's really important to get clear on that, and assess. It's going back a bit to sort of your goals, but assess, track things, assess them, pivot if you need to. So if you need to change direction, I've changed direction in the terms of course of my blog. If you need to pivot or you want to pivot, then do it, and keep going, keep reassessing, keep adjusting things, because quite often people start a business or a blog here and it ends up something completely different, because it's such a new thing, it's constantly evolving and changing, and opportunities spring up and we think, oh, we never thought of doing that. I never thought I could earn a full-time living from my blog, yet here we are. So I think that's really important, to keep an open mind. Talking about mind, its mindset is really, really important. So you need to really believe that you can do it, and I think that's what a lot of people don't do, is they don't believe that it can be what they want it to be. But you have to believe it, and you have to have things like a mantra. It sounds weird, and I'm not a hippie, but having something that you can sort of replay in your brain, which mine is, she believed she could, so she did. So something that you just think when things are getting rubbish, it's just that thing that you can play around in your brain. Always serve first. So any successful person is a person that gives to their community before they ever ask for anything in return, whether it's people reading their posts or people buying their programs or whatever. So always serve first. I think just talking about the day-to-day work and progress, do the worst or your least favourite task first. It's like eat the frog, get it done, and then you can get on and do the more exciting things in the rest of your day. If you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always got. So don't just do what you've always done. Try and do something that's different. So where we don't want to reinvent the wheel in terms of processes and things like that, try and be braver. If you've never done Facebook Live, go and do it and see whether that works for you and your audience. So, don't just try and do the same stuff, because you'll never push yourself and you'll never then break into new areas which might be beneficial to you. It's really important to work smarter. So we don't want to work harder, we don't want to burn out. We're just going to think about what we need our blogs to be, and how we can shape our content to get there. And this is something that I've been doing recently, is cutting back a lot and thinking a lot more strategically about it. Also, we need to celebrate those small wins. So if there's anything that happens, give ourselves a virtual high five, get our blogging besties to give us a high five too, but just celebrate those little things that happen every day, whether it's managing to, do the washing up, write, a review and look after our kids, that's fine. If that's all you can do in a day, all power to you, because we've all got different things going on. But really focus on what you want to achieve. And that's another thing. We can waste so much time on the internet black hole, the black hole of Facebook. Think about it as giving yourself, if you want to go on Facebook, that's a reward for getting that post written or whatever, and set yourself really structured time that you need to work, because there's nothing worse than thinking, oh, I seem to have been busy all day but I didn't really get much achieved. Also, take breaks, write things down. There's nothing better than ticking things off. And just the last thing I wanted to mention is modelling. So modelling is a psychological concept where we model our behaviour on someone that's doing what we want to do. So for example, children model their behaviour on us adults, they'll model their behaviour on their parents. How many times have you said a word that you shouldn't have and your child has said it? And obviously that's repetition, but it's also modelling. So think of someone that's where you want to be and kind of model their behaviour, act like they act, you know. And I think it's sort of, it seems weird, but act like you've already achieved what you want to achieve, and it'll probably come to you a lot easier. And the last thing, just to mention, if you want to increase your blog's visibility and traffic, I have a free training event called Let's Get Visible. I'm so excited about it. It starts on the 10th of April. It's 5 days. It's going to take about 15 minutes a day, I think, but you can do it. I will be going live every day, but you can watch it on replay. I'll be sending out an email lesson as well, and you'll work with me and a team of other bloggers. There's a few hundred people signed up already. And to really get to learn the processes of getting your posts visible and increasing your traffic, and making sure that that valuable time that you put into your blog is rewarded in terms of traffic and visibility and growth. So you know what to do. Click the link below. It's youbabymemommy.com/visible. And it's down below, so click that and join in. It'd be so great to see you. Also, if you've liked this video, give it the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you want help growing your blog or making your blog better or turning it into a business, and I'll catch you soon. Bye.